Welcome to Conflict News 24. A look at headlines. Firstly, British Prime Minister Liz Truss has resigned. What is the reason behind her resignation? Who is going to replace her? Secondly, an American Navy officer warned today that China could invade Taiwan in coming months. And thirdly, Russian forces are planning a major withdrawal on southern front in Ukraine. Russian forces have lost large territories in Kharkiv and northern Donetsk in recent weeks. Now, why are they going to withdraw their forces from Kherson city? We have details for you. Firstly, viewers, Liz Truss, elected as the Prime Minister of the UK on the 6th of September, has resigned. She served as the Prime Minister for around 44 days. Shortest serving PM in British history, Liz Truss has resigned. She replaced when she was elected as the Prime Minister, she replaced Boris Johnson, who failed to secure a vote of confidence. Conservative Party is in turmoil. Political instability combined with economic instability seems to be engulfing UK. Liz Truss, in her resignation speech, said that she was given the mandate to revive British economy, but she could not deliver. That is why she has decided to resign. Last month, Liz Truss' government announced a mini budget which led to serious splits in the Conservative Party. So she has resigned, but she will continue to serve as the Prime Minister until new Prime Minister is elected. Till Monday, candidates will be applying for this seat, and till Friday, next Friday, not today is Friday. Till next Friday, new Prime Minister will be elected from Conservative Party in power. The election is due to be held in Britain in January 2025. So Conservative Party have 2 years in power. But third Prime Minister going to take office on Friday in just 45 days. Opposition Labour Party is demanding fresh elections, but Conservative Party is against fresh elections, and it will choose new party leader who will be the next Prime Minister of the country. Rishi Sunak is one of the likely aspirants for this seat. He contested party election when Liz Truss was elected, but he lost. Boris Johnson can make a comeback as well. It is being said that he might make a comeback. So till Monday, nominations will be filed by the candidates who want to contest party election, Conservative Party election, and then until Friday, new PM will be elected. At the heart of this political crisis is economic crisis. World is on the verge of recession. Germany, Britain, other countries, they are facing economic crisis. US as well to some extent. And Russia-Ukraine war has precipitated this onslaught of recession. Economic problems are becoming hard to handle for the governments in Europe, coupled with energy crisis, with food prices, high food prices. Several issues and governments are finding it difficult to satisfy the people. If Russia-Ukraine war goes on, it will have more impact on governments, on economies across the world, especially in Europe. Let's see Who's going to be the new Prime Minister of the country? That remains to be seen. Take a listen to what Liz Truss said when she announced her resignation a few hours ago.
And our country has been held back for too long by low economic growth. I was elected by the Conservative Party with a mandate to change this. We delivered on energy bills and on cutting national insurance. And we set out a vision for a low-tax, high-growth economy that would take advantage of the freedoms of Brexit. I recognise, though, given the situation, I cannot deliver the mandate on which I was elected by the Conservative Party. I have therefore spoken to His Majesty the King to notify him that I am resigning as leader of the Conservative Party. This morning I met the chairman of the 1922 committee, Sir Graham Brady. We've agreed that there will be a leadership election to be completed within the next week. This will ensure that we remain on a path to deliver our fiscal plans and maintain our country's economic stability and national security. I will remain as Prime Minister until a successor has been chosen. Thank you.
Secondly, viewers, China-Taiwan conflict. An American Navy officer today warned that China could invade Taiwan in 2023, even in 2022. Michael Gilday is a top U.S. Navy officer, Chief of U.S. Naval Operations. In an interview, he said that U.S. military must make preparations for a likely Chinese attack on Taiwan in 2023 and maybe in 2022. We are in October, just 2 months to go before the start of 2023. It means that in coming weeks as well, there could be an attack on Taiwan from China. When before February, US warned that Russia was planning an attack on Ukraine, most of the world rejected US intelligence reports. But later we saw that Russia invaded Ukraine. And now we are hearing from US officials that China is planning an attack on Taiwan. Xi Jinping has been elected, you can say, as the new president for his third term, because CCP, Chinese Communist Party, last week elected him as the party leader, party secretary general. So obviously he'll serve as the new president as well for his third term. And in his speech when he was elected as CCP's leader, he said that China would obviously reunify Taiwan with China. How will this reunification take place? Through peaceful means, through dialogue, or through military means? Obviously, Taiwan is not willing to join China. And a few days ago, Chinese government submitted a proposal to Taiwanese government. Two governments and one government, two systems was the proposal. And the proposal was that China and Taiwan can continue with their separate systems. China, communism, Taiwan, the other system. But they'll be part of one country. But that proposal was rejected by Taiwanese government. And after Nancy Pelosi's visit of Taiwan around 2 months ago, we saw that China laid siege to Taiwan. China conducted naval air drills around Taiwan. For around a week, Taiwanese imports, exports were disrupted. So, US is building up its military presence in the neighborhood. Japan is concerned as well. Japan is building up its defenses to other US allies in the region like South Korea and others. They are also stepping up their preparations. US is conducting military drills, naval drills in the vicinity of the region. China is all set to make Taiwan part of China. How will it happen? Through dialogue or through military means? That remains to be seen. Lastly, viewers, Russian forces are planning a withdrawal, a major withdrawal on a southern front. It's a withdrawal, not a retreat. Though it's a forced withdrawal because the supply lines have been damaged. Supply lines are under pressure. It is becoming difficult for them to continue their advance on this front. I'm talking about Kherson Oblast, southern front. From the left bank of Dnieper River, Russians are planning a retreat, a withdrawal to the right bank of the river. It means that Russian forces will withdraw from Kherson city. And they have been telling the citizens in Kherson city to withdraw as well. And in recent days, thousands of Kherson city residents have been relocated from Kherson city in eastern areas to the right bank of Dnieper River. And reportedly, government officials have already left Kherson city. Now, Russian forces are going to start their withdrawal from Kherson city. Why? Reason is that road and rail bridges over Dnieper River have been heavily damaged in Ukrainian precise strikes. HIMARS, drone strikes, air strikes have led to serious damage suffered by Kakhovka and other bridges over Dnieper River, which were being used by Russians for their supplies. And now Russians are using pontoon bridges, makeshift bridges to move to and from Kherson city. Obviously, Russian supply lines are in danger. I think around 2 months ago, I spoke about likely Russian withdrawal from Kherson city. Back then, people said, Zajid, you know about anything, you don't know anything about this war. Russians will never withdraw. But it seems they have come under pressure because of precise strikes on Russian supply lines over Dnieper River. So in coming days, Russians could start withdrawal of their forces from Kherson city. And before that, Russia could try to create a pretext for this withdrawal. Both sides are saying that a false flag operation is going to be launched at Kakhovka hydroelectric power project. Russians say that Ukraine is planning a missile attack on this dam. Ukraine says Russia is planning a false flag operation on this dam to cover up the retreat of its forces from Kherson. So something is going to happen on Kherson front. Russians are planning to withdraw from Kherson city, or they're going to beef up their defenses in Kherson city, which is not very likely. Which isn't very likely because the supply lines are under severe pressure. So we could see withdrawal of Russian military from Kherson city to the right bank of Dnieper River. Thank you for watching.